Welcome to a sunny and warm Knockhill racing circuit for round 2 of the Scottish Formula Ford Championship. This is the championship where the youngsters start their racing career, and on pole position, Ross Martin. We have seen Ross on pole position at round 1. He won both races in convincing style. He's not a novice to single-seaters. He did a little bit of F4, which came to an abrupt end, but your debut in Kent cars in Formula Ford last time out was really impressive with 2 wins. I know you've been away at Oulton Park, a really good day yesterday. Didn't end that well, but the pace was really good. Came up overnight, pole position, superstar.
Well, I don't know about superstar, but yeah.
What an introduction, eh?
We've got to take the highlights of it. You know, Oulton Park was really impressive. We showed that we had the pace to be winning races. Like you said, a bit unfortunate in the last race, but I knew I had to come up here. I've got a full day of racing to take under my belt, and like I said, straight out and qualifying and do the lap. That's all I needed.
You've had Seb Melrose, your teammate. You've been working closely with him in testing and in the racing as well. You guys were kind of working together. He's traditionally qualified second to you so far this year, but now you've got somebody else, Matthew Chisholm, an unknown to you almost, going really quickly alongside you. Something new to think about.
Yeah, of course, Matthew's done a great job in qualifying, so you know it'd be good to race someone new and let's see what he's got.
Make it exciting. Don't just drive off.
I'll give it a go.
Good luck, Ross. Right, we'll move one back. Matthew had an older 92 Van Diemen last year, and he was getting some really impressive results with it. He's now moved up to a more modern car, and instantly the results are showing. Matthew, I was just talking there about your older car. You've jumped into something a bit newer, and wow, what a difference it's making.
Yeah, it's a bit more stable. It's just easier to get the good lap times out of it.
What can you do here? Can we see a first win? You're on the front row. It's been a great qualifying. Ross has been really impressive. He's got some serious pace, but it's still a good opportunity for you.
Yeah, Ross is quick, so maybe there's a gap.
Good luck.
Cheers, thanks.
One more. Let's keep going. Let's speak to Seb Melrose, who we saw on the front row at the first round. Had a difficult day at Oulton Park yesterday, but you came up with Ross overnight from Oulton Park yesterday. A difficult qualifying as well, but you've got a point to prove in this race.
Yeah, it's not really where I wanted to qualify, but it happens. So now I have to find a way to get back up front, or at least on the top 2. Yeah, my work's cut out for me for sure.
Good luck. I'm sure you're the guy that's going to make this exciting for us to watch.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
And with that, I'll hand it to Richards. Formula Ford race number 1 heading out on track.
Thanks, Joe. Ross Martin on pole from Matthew Chisholm. Sebastian Melrose on row 2 from Clay Mitchell. Next, Jordan Gronkowski and James ROE Jr, and they're followed by Kenny Cowie and David Hurry. Row 5, Neil Broom and Michael McPherson. Ross Howe with Fraser Gray on row 6. Round 3 of the Scottish Formula Ford 1600 Championship about to get underway here at Knockhill. Ross Martin in red, Matthew Chisholm right of shot in black and blue, Sebastian Melrose in white with the yellow crash helmet, Clay Mitchell in the blue car with black trim on row 2 as well. It's a good start, very good start indeed by Sebastian Melrose, who goes up into second place, but the leader is Ross Martin in red. Melrose already from third on the grid. It's a staggered grid, remember, so although we talk about rows, it is very much staggered. Everybody's made it through turn 1 successfully. At the back of the field, Fraser Gray busy challenging Michael McPherson at the moment. And just to put things in perspective, Michael at the back at the moment, but took 6th position in race number 1 in April. And bear in mind, everybody finished that first race of the opening meeting of the year. So a pretty impressive result for him there. But it's Ross Martin out front, Sebastian Melrose second, then Matthew Chisholm, Clay Mitchell fourth from Jordan Gronkowski, James ROE Jr. Chisholm has a look towards the inside of the circuit, maybe trying to shake off Clay Mitchell. Mitchell looking to the outside line, perhaps being given the opportunity to have a run and take 3rd position. Jordan Gronkowski behind at the moment in 5th, the red and white car, coming under pressure from the green and black guest runner number 2, James ROE Jr. So James won't be taking any points away from this. He's racing here effectively to just gain a little bit of experience. But what Jordan Gronkowski probably won't fancy is losing out places here to the guest runner, because that will stop him nibbling away at the other drivers in front. At the moment, Jordan has a clear view of Clay Mitchell in 4th place, so he won't be too worried about that, but he will be keeping an eye on his mirror. He's going to have a look, has a little dip out, has a look at the inside line on Clay Mitchell. So Clay, with his mirrors full of Gronkowski, the most experienced Scottish Formula Ford 1600 driver in the field, Jordan Gronkowski, with some 76 race starts under his belt. I think the driver that comes closest is... No, in actual fact, Matthew Chisholm has the most starts. Matthew Chisholm with 85. This is his 86 start. So Matthew, who raced, of course, in Class B in previous years, and as Joe mentioned, moved up this year into newer machinery. And it's worth pointing out that as well as winning the Class B championship for the older cars, Matthew Chisholm has also been on the overall podium. But now we're almost, I guess, expecting to see him being on the outright podium at all times. In terms of other drivers having a wealth of experience of Scottish Formula Ford, then I'd point you in the direction of Neil Broom, who made his debut with us in 2013, and this is his 61st start, Neil Broom. Ross Martin, though, still out front, but look at the battle on now for third place. Really good battle between Clay Mitchell and Matthew Chisholm. Those two really getting stuck in. There is James ROE Jr. So, ROE Jr. ahead of David Hurry in red. Kenny Cowie, who was well up at the sharp end of things in race 1, still got the novice cross on the back of the car, Kenny Cowie. 4th position in round 1 of the year. Sadly, a retirement in race 2, along with Matthew Chisholm and Michael McPherson. So we can expect Chisholm, McPherson and Cowie to maybe make a little bit of a stride up the points table order in this race. At the moment, the championship led by Ross Martin from Sebastian Melrose. Jordan Gronkowski is 3rd. Clay Mitchell 4th in the standings from Neil Broom and Ross Howe. Great battle on for 3rd at the moment. Ross Martin is away and down the road, and looks like he's going to add another fastest lap to his collection. He had fastest lap in both races in April, 2 wins, pole position as well. Perfect weekend for him. But look at this great battle we've got on here for 3rd place, and it's Clay Mitchell holding on to it at the moment. Matthew Chisholm all over the back of him, tried the outside line. This is good, clean, fair racing. I just think anybody coming out of karts, I think that Formula Ford 1600 should be mandatory for anybody coming in, because it's such a great formula. It's still a great formula, even though people have these new formulae for young drivers with slicks and wings. You can't actually beat the design of these cars for close racing, and it just teaches drivers, well, I was going to say teaches young drivers racecraft. Of course they learn that through karting, but it gives them a great opportunity to bring that racecraft from karting into circuit racing. So I still think this is a super formula, and I think at some stage it's going to get even bigger. We still have massive national, indeed international meetings at the end of the year. The Walter Hayes Trophy at Silverstone, Formula Ford Festival at Brands Hatch, where incidentally these drivers come down and will try their skill against the very best in the world. Super battle going on here between Clay Mitchell and Matthew Chisholm. Mitchell the Glaswegian, and Chisholm comes from Perth. But the race leader, Ross Martin, he's got a very decent lead here in race number 1. Sebastian Melrose had a great start, tried to take the battle to him in the early stages, but hasn't been able to close down on him. 3rd position very much looks like that's been earned by Clay Mitchell at the moment. Matthew Chisholm immediately behind him in 4th. And then James ROE Jr. We've lost Jordan Gronkowski, which is a major shame. Jordan really not having a huge amount of luck the last couple of seasons. Let's hope that it's not the first of a spate of retirements and that he'll be out for race 2. Here's Ross Martin with Sebastian Melrose a little way down the road. Martin is going to make it 3 wins from 3 starts, and it's at the moment fastest lap again for Martin. So 2 poles, 3 wins, 3 fastest laps. Ross Martin takes it, extends the championship lead. Sebastian Melrose in 2nd from Clay Mitchell, Matthew Chisholm. In the final result, Sebastian Melrose gets a penalty for track limits. That drops him down into 4th position. So it's Martin from Mitchell, Chisholm, Melrose, James ROE, David Hurry, Kenny Cowie, Ross Howe from Neil Broom, Michael McPherson and Fraser Gray.
Ross Martin, 3 Scottish Formula Ford races so far in your entire life, and 3 Scottish Formula Ford wins as well, from pole position. Well done.
Yeah, I've got to take that. You know, the start of the race was a little bit shaky. I went actually down Duffus at the first lap, the very first corner, sideways, so they actually did get a little bit of a gap to me, then they caught up with me, but yeah, again, just brought it home, brought it safe, and that was it. More points to the championship. What
I like to see is how strong you are when you've got a small advantage, is being able to use it and build that gap. A lot of people, including myself, struggle to do that, to find a carrot in the distance to chase that isn't there and still manage to go.
Yeah, as soon as Seb was further back, I didn't have to defend the hairpin. I think that's when I knew I just had to break every lap and do qualifying laps from then. And once I got that gap that I'm comfortable with, just bring the car home.
Well done. I'm not going to jinx you, but I'm predicting a Scottish Championship.
Perfect, cheers, thank you.
Clay Mitchell, this is turning into a successful return to racing for you. You had a couple of years off, but second podium already.
Yeah, it's only the second race, so we've still got a long way to go here, but second podium, I'm glad with that. So I'm starting second in the next race and we'll take it from there.
I was having a good chat with your dad yesterday, and he was saying that potentially you could do with a teammate, somebody to work with. You're in a ROE, the same as everybody else, but with a different team and running by yourself.
Yeah, definitely in qualifying that. We take a hit with that because we don't have a tow down the straight, whereas the teams work together, they get a tow, they get a good time, whereas we're just out by ourselves. So hopefully get a teammate and then he's got a good speed down the straight and we can just get a tow off him.
I predict this first win for you pretty soon.
Well, we'll see what happens in the afternoon, won't we?
Well done.
Cheers.
Well done. Third place, a fantastic result. You started on the front row, which was your best qualifying. Yeah. This new car has really made a massive difference.
Yeah, since last meeting we've changed the setup, changed the engine to last year's engine, and it seems to have pulled it forward a bit more. But there's still a few tweaks that need done before we get up there properly.
Exactly. What do you need to do? Is it power-wise? Is it your driving to try to keep up with the rest of these guys?
It's more setup. We've not got it quite right. It's but still a bit too tail happy for my liking. But it's better than the old one.
By a mile. Well done.
Thank you.
Scottish Formula Ford race number 2 is about to begin, and again perfect conditions, a little bit windy, but I don't think that's going to concern Ross on pole position yet again. This is becoming a bit of a habit and it's only round 2. 3 races, 3 wins, about to start the 4th from pole position. Have I jinxed it?
Yeah, hopefully not. That's not what we like to hear, but yeah, again, huge positives from the start of the season. I just want to bring the car home, but yeah, another win would be lovely for the championship.
Good luck.
Perfect, cheers, thank you.
We'll move back one. I want to speak to Clay Mitchell. He's been featuring stronger and stronger over the last couple of rounds and finished second, and it's his front row starting position for this one. Clay, this is a good chance for you. You're still chasing your first overall win in this championship, and Ross has been really quick, but you can take it to him.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be in the mix here, hopefully, so I'm just going to put as much pressure on possible and just see what happens in the end.
Good luck.
Cheers, man.
And with that, I'll hand it to Richard. Formula Ford race number 2, heading out on circuit.
Many thanks, Joe. The grid based on the results of race number 1. Therefore, Ross Martin starts on pole position from Clay Mitchell, and then Matthew Chisholm and Sebastian Melrose after that penalty. James Rowe Jr. and David Hurry, row 3. Kenny Cowie and Ross Howe next from Neil Broom, Michael McPherson, Fraser Gray and Jordan Gronkowski on row 6. Love those low down shots when the sky is blue. Just looks absolutely perfect conditions for racing here at Knockhill Circuit. Lights coming on for round 4 of the championship, very nearly a quarter of the way through the season. The lights go out and away we go. It's too short, the racing season here at Knockhill for sure, particularly when that's the perspective when you get days like this. And again, a very good start from Sebastian Melrose. He's so quick off the line. He's done it again. He's got past Matthew Chisholm to go up into 3rd place, but it's Clay Mitchell taking the battle to Ross Martin. James Rowe Jr. up into 4th as well, ahead of Matthew Chisholm. So we were bigging up Matthew in terms of the overall podium. Not sure that's going to happen again. Michael McPherson is there as well at the moment. Still at the back is Jordan Gronkowski, who will make progress. It'll be interesting to see how much progress Jordan makes through the field. In fact, he's picked off 1 car already. So Jordan on his way, and in actual fact past Fraser Gray, as Clay Mitchell starts to put a little bit of pressure on the race leader. Clay will have his mirrors full in a moment of Sebastian Melrose. So it's the big long climb up the hill. These single-seaters make a wonderful sight here at Knockhill Circuit and provide some great racing over the course of the season. It's a 15-round championship with the David Leslie Trophy, the annual David Leslie Trophy, contested next time on the weekend, first weekend in June. So if you make sure you tune in and see the coverage from that great meeting, or even better, come up to Knockhill and see it. A little clatter of the curbs there for Neil Broom and some dust kicked up, but everybody survives, and Ross Martin getting his head down in red and starting to pull away. James Rowe Jr. challenging for an overall podium, the guest runner. Meanwhile, we've got them 3 wide there, going through Hislops on the inside of that corner, which converts to the outside now, is Neil Broom. Michael McPherson in the mix as well, and it looks like Jordan Gronkowski has picked off another 2 cars as a result of that. And you can almost hear Jordan thinking it through, and his mind goes through on the inside line. So he's made up a couple of positions. Clay Mitchell, meanwhile, loses out. So Mitchell is now down to, I think, 4th position, because James Rowe Jr. has come through into 2nd. The Irishman, 18 years of age, comes from Bodenstown in County Kildare, up to 2nd place. Will he be able to take the battle here to Ross Martin? This is going to be interesting to see whether Rowe Jr. can do it. Remember, he's not scoring points, but we're interested in what's happening on the race. It's always interesting to see what happens when you get visiting drivers coming into the championship. James Rowe Jr. started car racing, did a bit of junior rallycross, moved into the Ginetta Junior Ireland Championship for 2015, where he was a runner-up. He's been racing in the United Arab Emirates F4 Championship, so another connection with the Slicks and Wings F4, which is effectively the new generation Formula Ford, really born out of the formula you're watching, but Ford taking the initiative really as the 4th tier of motor racing in the international stages, or on the international stage. Everyone knows what F1 is. GP2 now, of course, is back to F2. We've got Formula 3, which level is currently run by this country by Jonathan Palmer, and then F4, and although people say that, you know, F3 is not the same, look at this battle for 3rd place. We'll come back to our discussion on the merits of the ladder, but a very good move indeed there by Sebastian Melrose, who goes back into 2nd position at the expense of James Rowe Jr. Melrose, of course, with much more experience here of Knockhill Circuit, and he's on the inside line. Rowe Jr. is going to challenge again. This is very much allowing the race leader, Ross Martin, to get away. Martin looking for a 4th straight win. He'll extend the championship tally to the maximum. I think 104 points will be what he'll go away with should he win this race, as Rowe Jr. now back in 2nd position again. This is thrilling to watch this 18-year-old on his first race in the championship. So unfamiliar tarmac to him, but he's come in, he's learned it, he's getting a little bit of seat time, of course, over the Windsor with the UAE F4 Championship, and he's a little way behind Ross Martin at the moment, but this is a good performance nonetheless from James Rowe Jr. in 2nd. 3rd place Sebastian Melrose, and then in behind we've still got Clay Mitchell and Matthew Chisholm, and look at Jordan Gronkowski, he's in red and white, so Gronkowski has come through and made some very good progress indeed. Up ahead of Jordan at the moment is Kenny Cowie, and Kenny, we know from the first meeting of the year, is going to be a difficult man to pass, Kenny Cowie. For my money, this is one of the most competitive Formula Ford championships that we've had in recent years. We've generally had, you know, 2 or 3 drivers going for the championship, but significantly more drivers than that this year, in my mind, in with a shout at the championship, which is great to see. Wide line there from Kenny Cowie. Behind Jordan Gronkowski is Neil Broom. Broom, you might remember racing the Swift before, and we were talking about chassis. It's not a one-make championship, although by and large, of course, the majority of the cars. And that's Sebastian Melrose. Melrose is out of the race, and that's a major dent in his championship campaign. Sebastian Melrose, 2nd in the championship, is out of the race. Are we going to get a safety car for that? Jordan Gronkowski coming under a little bit of pressure from Neil Broom. You can see, I think that's the green on the nose cone there, I'm imagining, is James Rowe Jr. So, goodness me, a little bit of a shock to see Melrose out of the race. We are in towards the closing stages of this one. Gronkowski having a super race here with Neil Broom. Broom looking on the outside line. Gronkowski's got the inside, which is going to count for him. He may go wide. There was maybe a little bit of oversteer there from the number 3 Neil Broom, but that's because he's pushing the car hard. Runs wide there, still putting Gronkowski under pressure for 6th place. So Jordan has made progress up the order here. It's still Ross Martin out front. We focus still on the battle for 6th position between Gronkowski and Neil Broom. So with no Swift anymore, as Broom looks down the inside line, wasn't quite close enough to pop the car down the inside. He might go perhaps on the next lap for a wide line and try and get the cut back on the way up the hill. And that's going to be the last chance saloon, as you can see. So Ross Martin out front with a good lead, 5-second lead over James Rowe Jr. here to make it 4 wins from 4 starts. We got Fraser Gray and David Hurry out as well. Hurry nearest the camera. So the two red boys are both out of the race. That is a terrific shame. It's a good job we're on the last lap, because I think that would probably be safety car, if not red flag and checker here. So those two guys are out of it. Ross Martin still in front. Obviously heavily waved yellows there. It's not going to stop the checkered flag being waved. And it is going to be Ross Martin who takes the second win of the meeting. 4 out of 4 for him. Undoubtedly the championship leader, James ROE Jr, takes second position. Matthew Chisholm completes the podium from Clay Mitchell and Kenneth Cowie. And then Jordan Gronkowski beat Neil Broom from Ross Howe. Michael McPherson in 9th. Non-finishes Fraser Gray, David Hurry and Sebastian Melrose.
Matthew, you've had a great weekend. Not the first win yet, but a good couple of podiums.
No, two thirds, which is pretty good. Only had 1/3 prior to this year, so 3 out of 4 races is pretty good.
But I'm telling you, you're going to want to win soon. These podiums are going to get old pretty quickly, and you're going to want the overall win. And I'm sure we're going to see it this year.
Yeah, a few more tweaks with the car and I'm sure we'll get there.
Well done.
Cheers, thank you.
James, always nice to see a new face on the podium in Scottish Formula Ford. I didn't even see you in the first race, but you obviously got to grips with it quite quickly in race 2, came through to a storm in second place. It was a great drive.
Yeah, it was good. First time here, never saw the track before this morning, so it's a matter of getting my head around it, and then for the second race a few things clicked and we got the head down.
It's not an easy place when you first see it.
No, I couldn't get over how many blind corners there was.
I think all of them are blind.
Yeah. So it took a bit of getting used to, so yeah, it's good.
You're here in preparation for the National Championship, which visits us at our next meeting in June, so obviously you're happy taking away what you know now?
Yeah, for sure, it's good. Know what to work on and know what way the track goes, so we're happy out.
Well done.
Cheers, thank you.
Ross, well done. I've got a funny feeling about this year. We're going to see you a lot up here. That was absolute dominance. Seb, James and Andrew, everybody else, Clay as well, were all battling so hard. It's like they forgot you were even there by lap 2 and you just checked out.
Yeah, a bit of a shaky start. We got off the line just, and then when I looked in the mirrors and I did see a few of them in the battle wings, I was like, right, head down and let's get a big gap as possible. So again, great job by the team. The car was coming from Alton Park. We had to do a lot overnight, getting it changed, ratios and whatnot. But yeah, I could not be happy with this weekend.
Been a long time since I've been in that position, but I can remember when you look in your mirrors and you see them 3 wide fighting and you're just driving off and you're short shifting and it all feels so easy. You've got to take that moment because it doesn't happen that often.
Of course, yeah, when you get out there you get relaxed, but of course you got to stay in full focus. You can't get too relaxed and miss your apexes, but yeah, brought it home. Consistency was key there, and again another great win for the championship.
National Championship joins us at the next round. You're going to obviously be thinking about your Scottish Championship, but you're also going to be thinking about showing these national guys how to do it around your local circuit.
Of course, yeah, they'll make the trip up here and hopefully I can show them how it's done perfect.
Well, that brings today's racing to a close, but well done to Ross, and make sure you tune in next time for more Formula Ford action.